The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a quiet morning out there right now, right?
Yes, quiet for now, but that's the key for now because things are going to get pretty busy pretty quick. Let's take a look at what things are going on the radar right now when we begin with a live view of where that rain and freezing rain is taking place. Now, this is one of those situations like yesterday where we're going to have to watch it develop as it moves in. And for right now, temperatures are hovering a little bit on the warmer side. So this leading edge will favor more of a sleet, freezing rain mix than snowfall. But as it collides with a much colder air mass up the Adirondacks, there's going to be some snowfall eventually working its way in. We zoom out, we can see a lot more of this leading edge approaching from the southwest and the overall trend pushing its way into our area. And again, some freezing rain in some of those higher elevations initially. One of the first spots that's going to be seeing this will be in Oneonta. Now, to be fair, Oneonta might see a lot more of that rainfall due to being on the warmer side of this front. But nonetheless, we look at the temperatures, low to mid 30s across much of the Mohawk Valley, 11 degrees in Saranac Lake. So there's all that cold air north, and it all depends on how far south that cold air goes. As you can see here, we go down into the 30s, heading to, say, Otter Lake and Lowville. So let's talk quickly about impacts. Lowest elevations, a mainly rain and freezing rain type event with trailing snow arriving tonight. In the middle elevations, you've got freezing rain and snow, primarily north and east of Utica, where that cold air will be present. And the highest elevations will be mostly wet snow and a mixed slush mix north and east of Utica. So again, that's the rough idea of what's going to be taking place today, but I have a lot more details on how this shapes up coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. 2 men are facing charges.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Happy Friday. Time now is 5:10 going on 5:11, and we have another busy day in store for us today. Just in time, of course, after a back-to-back, well, maybe not quite exactly back-to-back, but nonetheless, a busy Wednesday and a busy day today. Temperatures are running a little bit warmer than the models we're looking at overnight. So what this means is that we're going to be trending more on the higher side in terms of rain and a wintry mix, and a bit less when it comes to snowfall. And of course, we'll show that forecast here in a minute. Either way, officially 35 in Rome. We have freezing rain falling in sections of the southern valleys. We're not entirely confident it's reaching the ground just yet, but we'll, of course, look at ground reports and other weather stations to see how this is trending right now. But either way, travel impacts, rain and snow mix arrives this morning. It's a mix and freezing rain this afternoon. This evening, it transitions over to snow after sunset and some lingering snow Saturday as well as Sunday, but not as high impact. And of course, we're going to break down this trend in a lot more detail in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. As the Olympics get...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today, quite a busy one in store for us. Let's just jump right into it. We first take a look at the Yorkville Battery live radar, and I can confirm right now, at least the weather station in Norwich, where that leading edge of that front's moving in, not reporting at least any type of precip falling right now. Today, extremely beneficial. We have our sky watchers. Again, shout out to all of our sky watchers sending in temperatures every day, but you as well can send in conditions. If you were reporting freezing rain, sleet, snow, or anything else, just email weather@wktv.com. Just say your location and what you're experiencing. Of course, the time, but we'll see that in the email. It's not a lot, but it's incredibly beneficial to let us know how things are shaping up, which, of course, can provide you with even more accurate forecasts. So, again, a huge shout out to all of you who have been doing it every day, but also for some of you who might be willing to do it again today for us to help us out. So, there is this leading edge, a lot more in terms of heavier rain, even some freezing rain down in the hills in Pennsylvania. But you can see here, temperatures trending a bit warmer than the models are looking at here. Saranac Lake, the obvious outlier. And this is going to cause the initial round of precip to be more on the rain and freezing rain side of things versus the initial round of snowfall if these early temperatures are a bit colder. But you can see here, we're hovering right around that point. There are a few spots, for example, Little Falls at 31, and other spots in the mid to low 30s. So we're on a very, very fringe temperature trend here across the Mohawk Valley. Again, impacts, you can see here time frame wise. This afternoon, we do have a freezing rain potential, but this is probably the driest time of the daylight hours today, as more of a mix and snow begins to arrive as we head into the evening, of course, with lingering snow showers on Saturday. The trend, as you can see here, still shifting north, dry slots, scattered snow showers, and of course, when it comes to Sunday, you can see here there's a lot less in terms of any impactful snow as that nor'easter stays well to our south and east. So today, you can see the arrival of that snowfall. It continues through the afternoon as a wintry mix and sleet. Of course, following that, the backside of it, we'll see some rain eventually back over to snowfall again. And I think the difficulty with forecasting this is the fact that a lot of you are watching from different areas of central New York. And I want to give you guys time frames, but there's so many different time frames based off of where you are. It's extremely difficult to kind of convey that message. But this is a general idea of what to expect. In the dark blue zones, you'll be encountering more snow and ice. Snow, ice, and rain in the pink zones, and a mostly rain event for the areas in green. I hope this kind of illustrates our complicated process here in terms of what we can expect today. Again, we went through with this as an alert day, but just don't expect a lot of snow on the ground. Expect more of a slippery, I would say slippery conditions here and there, especially as we head into the afternoon and evening. So just drive carefully today. Nothing that alarming, but still, this is one of those events that could turn at least pretty tricky very quickly.
Keeping an eye on things today. Right. Eric, thanks. Back in early January there once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. Happy Friday. And on this Friday, meteorologist Eric Gage is tracking quite the weather system that's heading east this morning, right towards us, right? Yeah, that's right, Gary. And we have new updates right now based off of how this is moving its way north and east. Let's take a look at the radar now because just in the last few minutes, the Norwich weather station at the Norwich Airport reporting some light drizzle initially. So no confirmations. It's freezing now, but we do know it's now hitting the ground. So now we have an idea that this is shifting its way north. There's going to be some light drizzle in the next couple of hours. As we zoom out here, we can actually see the overall trend of this, at least leading edge, moving its way north of the Mohawk Valley, some heavier rain, and eventual heavier wintry mix arriving as we head into this afternoon. One of the first spots here locally going to be seeing some of this, of course, is Oneonta, a live scene from the city down there right now, and temperatures still hovering right around the mid-30s for a lot of spots. Now, yes, it is cooling down due to some cold air damming in the Mohawk Valley. You can see here 32 in Fort Plain, 31 in Little Falls. That is something we're watching here because if that temperature remains in the low 30s, we're talking more of a freezing rain type event for a lot of those elevations down in the Mohawk Valley. So what we're going to be tracking, a very complicated system, basically lowest elevations, mainly rain and freezing rain. In the middle elevations, we've got snow and freezing rain, but more freezing rain than not in the mainly north and east Utica. And then highest elevations, you have the best opportunity of seeing accumulating snow, albeit not a whole lot. So again, we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to dive into the timing and the latest trends in that model data coming up in a few minutes. Gary? Hey, Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Investigations are underway.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Before I talk about our weather today, I do want to talk about something I'll be hosting tomorrow, an encore of Utica on film at the Utica, or at least the Oneida Historical Society, or at least the History Center there in Utica. It was an amazing experience last year when we did it. There were no seats left, which led me to believe that people were interested in this type of thing. If you were ever interested in looking at some old videos, going back to, say, even seeing potentially some Civil War veterans marching down Utica streets, we have some very old videos from around the area going into the 50s, 60s, 70s, stuff that you might recognize. In fact, the last time we did this, we had people recognize the people in the videos, even family members, and that was my ultimate goal. So in case you missed it or weren't able to go last time, this Saturday at 2, the Oneida History Center, you get to see it again. But either way, let's go to our photo of the day. A great shot right here, not a zoom out, more of a zoom up shot of a photo here of some snowflakes. A nice shot of winter's beauty here sent in to us by Teresa. In fact, her daughter took this photo here. Look at the shot of all those beautiful snowflakes. Likes to remind you the details in life here. So if you have a photo like this, WKTV.com/weather/pics. That photo and every photo every morning brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Before she retires as executive.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. We have a lot to get through to the day today regarding at least a wintry mix across a lot of the Mohawk Valley, so let's just dive right into it. Here's a look at the radar right now. So far, at least confirmed reports of rain falling in Norwich. Now, as that system moves its way north, we're going to track some more weather stations here locally to see what reports will be coming in. But nonetheless, there's a lot more in terms of rain south and west Utica that's on its way. Now, temperatures are the main factor here, like they were on Wednesday. And Wednesday's temperatures are a bit warmer than the models anticipated. Today, same story. But focusing on the Mohawk Valley, where cold air damming is more than possible here, temperatures right around the 31-degree mark in Little Falls. As we progress throughout the afternoon, we'll see how that pans out in terms of that wintry mix. So again, travel impacts throughout the day. Rain, snow mix arrives this morning depending on elevation. This afternoon, we have some freezing rain, a bit of a wintry mix, but a dry slot moves in, especially for those of you south and west of Utica. In the evening, that wintry mix returns, switching back over to snow again, and then lingering snow possible on Saturday, but the impacts greatly reduced. So we can see here, obviously, we have some of that snow and freezing rain working in, the backside of it sweeping through, lingering flurries Saturday, and we've had some questions regarding Sunday's system. Right now, it looks to pass mainly south of us. We might see some minor impacts, or at least influence, with a few scattered snow showers, but the brunt of that, at least for now, still remains outside of our area. So today you can see the leading edge of this moving in, producing some snow showers, eventually switching over to that freezing rain. Keep in mind that snow, although it might be elevated, will mainly stick to those higher elevations. As you head into the lower elevations, these temperatures might be just too warm to see that snowfall. So expect maybe a freezing rain, wintry mix, or even just rain event if you're in the lowest of elevations. Then that cold air works its way back in again, and we're back to a few snow showers overnight into early Saturday. So we've got a very complicated setup here for obvious reasons. I would probably spend about a half hour diving into every single town here and kind of providing you guys an individual forecast on what to expect. But there's a lot of variability with this system. There's a lot of locations. This is a general idea of what to expect. If you see yourself in the dark blue zone, expect a mainly snow event. If you're in the pink zone, expect a less snow, more of a freezing rain and rain type event, and then mostly rain in those green zones there. So because of the risk of freezing rain, today is that alert day. Tomorrow and Sunday, for now, lower impact scattered snow showers remaining in the mid-30s by Monday and still looking pretty average by the middle of next week. We'll be right back.
Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And what a way to end the week with a colorful radar, right?
Yeah, that's right. In fact, we're seeing a lot more of the pink on the radar now, Gary. Let's take a look at how things are shaping up. And yes, we do have some of the pink indicating freezing rain. Now, we always have to use the tools we have at our disposal along with observations, because the radar is never 100% right. In this case here, there are reports of drizzle and rain showers heading north, but no confirmations of freezing rain just yet. If you guys have any reports of rain freezing on surfaces, please email weather@wktv.com. This would be extremely beneficial in pinpointing where that freezing rain is taking place to verify the accuracy of the radar scans. Nonetheless, this is trending warmer based off of the latest data yesterday. So when it comes to impacts today, we're leaning more on the higher side in terms of rain, of freezing rain in a wintry mix, and a lesser amount of snowfall, with the exception, of course, of those higher elevations in the Adirondacks, seeing more of that snowfall there. But nonetheless, a live look at Oneonta this morning. It is a pretty damp start heading south. You can see here rainfall reported in Syracuse, Ithaca, Rochester. Not quite Hamilton just yet, although I do think that'll change momentarily. And what we're tracking today, a very complicated setup. I'm going to dive into lower elevations, a mainly rain and freezing rain event with trailing snowfall later tonight. In medium elevations, we got freezing rain and some snow mixing in, and that's primarily north and east of Utica. In those highest elevations, heading up into the Adirondacks, we're talking mostly wet snow and a mix and slush, again, in the northeastern section of our viewing area. So today, as you can see, a mixed bag of weather. We'll dive into the impacts, the time frame, all the details you need to know for your forecast today, as well as this weekend straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. 2 men are facing charges.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Happy Friday, everybody. What a week it's been. I hope a lot of your kids have enjoyed the winter break. We've had some lack of wintry weather, at least for a lot of us, the second half of the week. But there's a chance for it today, although maybe not the wintry weather you enjoy. It's not the enjoyable snowfall. It's more of a ice mix that might be a concern here. But nonetheless, it's a dry start in Utica right now. Official temperature 34 at Griffis and Rome. A lot of spots early today hovering around that 30-degree mark, or at least mid-30-degree mark right now. York Valley Live Radar, we're seeing that rain slowly move its way in. Freezing rain reported, at least not reported just yet, but indicated on the radar scans here. If you have any indication of it falling in your neck of the woods, email weather@wktv.com so you can verify the radar signatures here. But nonetheless, this is trending warmer than what we were seeing yesterday in the model data. So this means that the trend for snowfall has gone down, but the trend for freezing rain and a wintry mix has increased. And you can see the time frame here. The highest impact time will be in the afternoon and the evening. But I will say this, in the afternoon, there will be the potential for some partial clearing, at least some drying conditions briefly in areas mainly west of Utica. We have a better time frame of this in our Skycast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. As the Olympics get ready to wind down this weekend, let's take a look at the
WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. On this Friday, we've got a busy day ahead of us weather-wise, and so let's just dive right into it. Let's take a look at the radar right now. In the next couple of hours, see the scale on the top of your screen? We've got rain, we've got snow, we've got freezing rain and sleet up here. Expect to see a pretty good rainbow of colors here on the radar scans in the next couple of hours due to this warm air sliding in, or at least this warm front sliding into colder air present over central New York. Still, radar indicates freezing rain falling in some of those higher elevations. No confirmations yet, but nonetheless, with this type of setup, there'll likely be some of a wintry mix falling initially in those higher elevations before areas south will switch back over to more of a rain mix here. So you see here a lot of western New York reporting rain showers. not a whole lot here locally just yet, but as we head throughout the day today, that will continue to change. Travel impacts mainly in the afternoon and evening. Freezing rain potential in the afternoon and a wintry mix in snowfall as we approach sunset with lingering snow showers heading into Saturday morning. This is all part of a low pressure system colliding with that cold air, as I mentioned, and there's a lot of moving parts here, a lot of complexities, and we're going to try our best to showcase the complexities here today. So on our SkyCast, the leading edge begins to move in. You can see that snow, eventually freezing rain colliding here and there. A dry slot moves in a little bit as we head to the early part of the evening hours before the backside snow and rain and mix moves in yet again. So when it comes to impacts today, as I mentioned, the biggest concern being freezing rain and a wintry mix. So take a good look at this map here and where you are on this map, because this paints a really good picture of how things shape up today. If you're in the dark blue zones in the Adirondacks, expect more of a wet snow, maybe a sleet mix. You're not going to expect a whole lot of freezing rain up north. In the Mohawk Valley, that's where there's a bigger concern for freezing rain, especially in this zone right here. This is where that freezing rain potential is highest. And then as you head farther south, more of a mostly rain event with a few spots of mixing here and there, but nonetheless, very tricky forecast. And with the freezing rain potential, even though it has a very high unpredictability, if there is any potential for freezing rain, we're putting out that alert day. We want to make sure you guys are well aware of the potential impacts today. And so, again, throughout the day today, expect maybe a few icy spots here and there. Lowest elevations, do not expect a lot of snow. This is not a snow type event. It's a wintry mix type event, which can be equally as impactful regarding travel, but not as much visibly.
Yeah, so definitely keep an eye on this today.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Back in early January again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour on this Friday. Meteorologist Eric Gage is tracking quite the weather system that's almost on our doorstep, right, Eric?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. It's on the fringes of the Mohawk Valley right now. It's already raining in sections of the southern valleys. Let's take a look at the radar right now, because we've got a lot to get through today. First off, you might see a very familiar, or I should say very common color here on the radar, the color pink. That indicates freezing rain. And although we see it on the radar scans, we don't like to mention that freezing rain is taking place until it's confirmed, because the radar can only estimate. You have to have the absolute perfect conditions near the surface to produce freezing rain. Once we do confirm it, then we start the concern regarding impacts. But at least for now, a mainly rain or freezing rain event moving into the Mohawk Valley. Based off of the latest trends this morning, the temperatures are running a bit warmer than the models we're using, basically similar to what would happen on Wednesday. So warmer trend means less snowfall potential and more of a freezing rain and a wintry mix, even rain potential too. So don't expect a whole lot of snow on the ground from this event today. You can see this trend pushing its way northward. The impacts will be increasing throughout the morning here. But you can see here a live look at Oneonta, a pretty mild start to the day today in the low to mid 30s. But of course, that rainfall, that freezing rain potentially moving its way in. Oneonta seeing a bit more of that, the rainfall potential though. 34 the official temperature right now, and we're going to dive into the impacts, time frames, locations, who sees what, all the details you need to know for the day today coming up in a couple of minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. In Venn, and thank you for joining us for this half hour on this Friday. Meteorologist Eric Gage is tracking quite the weather system that's almost on our doorstep, right, Eric?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. It's on the fringes of the Mohawk Valley right now. It's already raining in sections of the southern valleys. Let's take a look at the radar right now, because we've got a lot to get through today. First off, you might see a very familiar, or I should say very common color here on the radar, the color pink. That indicates freezing rain. And although we see it on the radar scans, we don't like to mention that freezing rain is taking place until it's confirmed, because the radar can only estimate. You have to have the absolute perfect conditions near the surface to produce freezing rain. Once we do confirm it, Then we start the concern regarding impacts. But at least for now, a mainly rain or freezing rain event moving into the Mohawk Valley. Based off of the latest trends this morning, the temperatures are running a bit warmer than the models we're using, basically similar to what would happen on Wednesday. So warmer trend means less snowfall potential and more of a freezing rain and a wintry mix, even rain potential too. So don't expect a whole lot of snow on the ground from this event today. You can see this trend pushing its way northward. The impacts will be increasing throughout the morning here. But you can see here a live look at Oneonta, a pretty mild start to the day today in the low to mid 30s. But of course, that rainfall, that freezing rain potentially moving its way in. Oneonta seeing a bit more of that, the rainfall potential though. 34 the official temperature right now, and we're going to dive into the impacts, time frames, locations, who sees what, all the details you need to know for the day today coming up in a couple of minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the storm forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Investigators investigate.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to News Channel 2 at sunrise on this Friday. For those of you that were able to attend my Utica on Film event that took place last fall, if you are a fan of looking at some old videos of Utica, maybe reminiscing on the past, looking at even going as far back as potentially the 1930s, I think before that too. I'm not sure about the exact initial time frame, but nonetheless, we are doing an encore presentation. We didn't have enough space last time for a lot of the support. Again, a big shout out to all of you that came out last time. We're doing it again. So if you want to view some of the old-fashioned footage, some even potentially of Civil War veterans marching in Utica streets, going to old Utica businesses, reminiscing on old previous anchors here, that some that might have a large following, maybe a Lyle Bosley rings a bell for a lot of you guys. Anyways, we have a lot of great videos here, and this might be the first of many series as well. We have so many films in the back here we want to get to show you all you guys, but either way, it takes place this Saturday at 2 at the Oneida History Center. So again, you can come. It's free to come. Donations are encouraged. This is not a profitable event here. This goes toward supporting the History Center here. But again, a great thing to do. And again, I enjoy showing all of you the process of getting all these films on social media and whatnot. But either way, let's quickly look at our photo of the day here today, which brings us to an amazing close-up shot of beauty around us. Look at this shot here sent in by Teresa. Her daughter actually took this photo heading into school here, where you can see just the amazing snowflakes there. If you have a photo like this you'd like to send to us, WKTV.com/weather/pics, a place to go. And that photo and every photo brought to you by GPO Federal Credit Union. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Before she retires as executive director,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. On this Friday, we've got a very busy day in store for us weather-wise, so let's just jump right into it. Let's begin to look at the radar. Some changes in the last few minutes since we last looked at the radar here. First off, we've got some pink still indicated in higher elevations. A big shout out to all of you sending in your reports. A lot of these locations seeing just rain, no confirmations of freezing rain just yet. So that's the good news here. Now still, I do think this freezing rain possibility is going to increase, especially in this corridor here just north and east of Utica. Notice out in Binghamton though, we've got some blues. In fact, I'm going to go and do the time lapse so you guys can see the transition over to some snowfall here. In fact, there is official snowfall reports in Binghamton right now. Rain in Ithaca and Syracuse, rain along the Thruway, and rain as you head down into the Clinton area and down into the southern valleys. So impact-wise today, it's a rain-snow mix arriving this morning, largely dependent on elevation. This afternoon, we have that mix in freezing rain. A dry slot moves in between the afternoon and evening, so we have some breathing room here. And then that mix in snow returns again in the evening with lingering snow showers on Saturday. You can see the system pushing through the area, producing a mix of basically everything. We're in that transition zone here, which is a very difficult part to forecast. Now, you look at a map like this, and we're right around the freezing point. And if you were to say on a scale of how difficult this forecast would be, I mentioned on Wednesday that forecast was a 9 out of 10. This forecast pretty far up there too, probably a 9 out of 10 as well. You've got a bunch of moving parts here. You've got a variety of different weather phenomena taking place. Now, in the morning hours, we got some of that mixing. Here's that dry slot. And then the backside of this front will produce at least initial rounds of rain, maybe a mix, then back over to snow again with lingering scattered snow showers on Saturday. So we are doing our best to kind of take this very complicated setup and try to make it as simple as possible for a lot of you that are making plans today. And this will not be 100% accurate. I can guarantee you that right now. And I guarantee you no one, no app, no anything is going to have an accurate forecast for the day today. It's one of those events where you have to see it and play it by ear. But we can tell you there will be impacts. There will be ice, freezing rain, and snow in the pink zone here. Not a lot of snow, by the way. More snowfall up in the dark blue areas, and mostly rain heading south. So we'll be covering this throughout the day today. Just to be prepared for potential impacts, slick spots, especially on less traveled roads, untreated surfaces. That's something to watch out for throughout the day today. Saturday and Sunday, low impact snow showers both days. It's not really that strong, so that's the good news here. So again, we're keeping a close eye on the radar today. We'll likely potentially have live streams on social media throughout the morning, maybe in the afternoon as well, on anything that does change for that. So
quite a mixed bag on that radar.
Yeah, my goodness. Very busy over here in the Weather Center, Gary.
Yeah, you've been busy for months now.
Yeah, my goodness.
Wow. Eric, thanks. In the search for Nancy Guthrie.
The news with Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And boy, is that radar lighting up right now.
Yeah, that's right. Our parking lot, like an ice rink out there. Matter of fact, check this out right here. A tractor trailer is on its side right now, and we take a look right here at the image. Look at this right here. Tractor trailer. It is almost jackknifed here on Route 23 in Morris. Both lanes are blocked, so be careful on the roadways as you head out right now.
And we are hearing as many as 9 accidents right now along the thruway from Utica all the way out to Canajoharie with those icy conditions.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, if you look right here, you can see going from Utica all the way down the valley to Canajoharie. We have so many accidents here. Let's zoom in right now. We can kind of see what's going on. You can see here all those individual little dots there, accents. In fact, literally as I'm showing this map, the map has even updated with even more. So this is an incredibly tricky travel day in the Mohawk Valley. I want to show you guys what it's like here on Smith Hill and Deerfield. We have all that ice accumulating on the cars. It is a sloppy mess out there. Shards of ice hitting my face as I went outdoors. And again, roads extremely difficult to travel out. So what's going on? As I mentioned this morning, we've got cold air damming taking place. We've got an east wind up the Mohawk Valley. That is preventing that warm air coming from the south from warming things up. So in the process, you've got this freezing rain type event taking place in a lot of the Mohawk Valley and especially north. Temperatures in Rome at 34. You head down into Johnstown at 29 degrees. We zoom in here. You can see very close to freezing in a lot of locations here, which is the biggest concern regarding travel. And again, we're going to dive into how much more we could see in the next few hours, as well as how the rest of your Friday and the rest of your weekend shapes up. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Breaking news late this morning out of Washington. The Supreme Court has struck.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Very slick roadways outside early this afternoon, especially in some higher elevations north and south of Utica, and of course, more importantly, in the Mohawk Valley, where there are reported around 9 or potentially even more accidents along the New York State Thruway due to that cold air damming that took place this morning. Now, you can see here, still we've got colder air working in. There is warmer air out near between Oneida and Utica right now. I want to zoom out because I want to give you guys some silver lining here. The brunt of this system is now exiting, which means that we're going to start seeing progressively drier weather as we head throughout the day today. It's going to improve as we approach, say, the next few hours. So snowfall rates, sleet rates are going to go down, and of course, in the process, road conditions also improve. Now, we are still tracking the arrival of more snow as we head into the evening and eventually overnight tonight, and a few more lingering snow showers throughout the day Saturday, as well as throughout the day on Sunday. So let's dive into that forecast right now, plus, at least in a lot more detail, your weekend forecast. So, here's that leading edge, here's that wintry mix moving through a lot of the area as you progress throughout the day today. You can see here that dry slot working its way in right around or after sunset. We're going to see the approaching front right here from the west. This is going to drag in some of that snowfall here locally around the overnight hours, eventually early Saturday. Lingering flurries, temperatures right around the freezing point. So more of a few flurries that for the most part will melt on contact with a lot of surfaces. And then throughout the day Saturday, it's going to be generally overcast, temperatures cooling throughout the day into the 20s. Keep in mind, our main focus tonight, once that cold air works in, going to be black ice potential. With all this rain, with all this freezing rain falling, it is going to freeze as we head into tonight. So just a heads up for that. Then by Sunday, we've got a coastal low, which is mainly going to influence the coast. But we're going to see some minor influence here. We got some wraparound snow showers up north that are going to provide us with some of those flurries heading throughout the day on Sunday. So again, right now we are in alert mode due to this wintry mix rolling through. Saturday and Sunday, lower impact, still a few snow showers. Monday and Tuesday next week, a bit drier. We're in the mid-30s to upper 20s. And still looking to see a few more active snow showers Wednesday and Thursday next week. We'll be right back.
News with Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And boy, is that radar lighting up right now.
Yeah, that's right. Our parking lot, like an ice rink out there. Matter of fact, check this out right here. A tractor trailer is on its side right now, and we take a look right here at the image. Look at this right here. Tractor trailer. It is almost jackknifed here on Route 23 in Morris. Both lanes are blocked, so be careful on the roadways as you head out right now.
And we are hearing as many as 9 accidents right now along the thruway from Utica all the way out to Canajoharie with those icy conditions.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, if you look right here, you can see going from Utica all the way down the valley to Canajoharie. We have so many accidents here. Let's zoom in right now. We can kind of see what's going on. You can see here all those individual little dots there, accents. In fact, literally as I'm showing this map, the map has even updated with even more. So this is an incredibly tricky travel day in the Mohawk Valley. I want to show you guys what it's like here on Smith Hill and Deerfield. We have all that ice accumulating on the cars. It is a sloppy mess out there. Shards of ice hitting my face as I went outdoors. And again, roads extremely difficult to travel out. So what's going on? As I mentioned this morning, we've got cold air damming taking place. We've got an east wind up the Mohawk Valley. That is preventing that warm air coming from the south from warming things up. So in the process, you've got this freezing rain type event taking place in a lot of the Mohawk Valley and especially north. Temperatures in Rome at 34. You head down into Johnstown at 29 degrees. We zoom in here. You can see very close to freezing in a lot of locations here, which is the biggest concern regarding travel. And again, we're going to dive into how much more we could see in the next few hours, as well as how the rest of your Friday and the rest of your weekend shapes up. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Breaking news late this morning out of
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Very slick roadways outside early this afternoon, especially in some higher elevations north and south of Utica. And of course, more importantly, in the Mohawk Valley, where there are reported around 9 or potentially even more accidents along the New York State Thruway due to that cold air damming that took place this morning. Now, you can see here, still we've got colder air working in. There is warmer air out near between Oneida and Utica right now. I want to zoom out because I want to give you guys some silver lining here. The brunt of this system is now exiting, which means that we're going to start seeing progressively drier weather as we head throughout the day today. It's going to improve as we approach, say, the next few hours. So snowfall rates, sleet rates are going to go down, and of course, in the process, road conditions also improve. Now, we are still tracking the arrival of more snow as we head into the evening and eventually overnight tonight, and a few more lingering snow showers throughout the day Saturday, as well as throughout the day on Sunday. So let's dive into that forecast right now, plus, at least in a lot more detail, your weekend forecast. So here's that leading edge. Here's that wintry mix moving through a lot of the area as you progress throughout the day today. You can see here that dry slot working its way in right around or after sunset. We're going to see the approaching front right here from the west. This is going to drag in some of that snowfall here locally around the overnight hours, eventually early Saturday. Lingering flurries, temperatures right around the freezing point. So more of a few flurries that, for the most part, will melt on contact with a lot of surfaces. And then throughout the day Saturday, it's going to be generally overcast, temperatures cooling throughout the day into the 20s. Keep in mind, our main focus tonight, once that cold air works in, going to be black ice potential. With all this rain, with all this freezing rain falling, it is going to freeze as we head into tonight. So just a heads up for that. Then by Sunday, we've got a coastal low, which is mainly going to influence the coast. But we're going to see some minor influence here. We got some wraparound snow showers up north that are going to provide us with some of those flurries heading throughout the day on Sunday. So again, right now we are in alert mode due to this wintry mix rolling through. Saturday and Sunday, lower impact, still a few snow showers. Monday and Tuesday next week, a bit drier. We're in the mid-30s to upper 20s. And still looking to see a few more active snow showers Wednesday and Thursday next week. We'll be right back.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track a wintry mix across central New York. The roads are in much better shape in areas from Utica and points west. As we take a live look in downtown Utica, you can see that for the most part, the roads are wet. It's a very different story heading east. This is where we have most of the problems, most of the slippery roads and difficult travel, because temperatures have stayed below freezing for most of the day. It's very challenging when temperatures are right around freezing, because some pockets east of central New York, or I should say east of Utica, tend to stay cold with a localized east wind. This is called cold air damming. It's a process that keeps temperatures colder in lower elevations, particularly the Mohawk Valley and pockets of the Adirondacks. This effect doesn't happen south of the Mohawk Valley. The terrain doesn't allow that, and so therefore it's mostly a cold rain. Temperatures above freezing in the southern valleys. Earlier today there was some freezing rain, but it's been mostly rain. As we head into the rest of tonight, the wind direction changes. The air aloft gets cold, and so what's causing the sleet and freezing rain, that warm air aloft, will be cooling down, and a changeover to snow region-wide is expected. Again, that locally strong east-southeast wind has been very, very noticeable in the Mohawk Valley, but notice most areas surrounding the valley have not seen the same level of winds. Keep in mind, temperatures fall below freezing tonight. Any standing water could turn slippery. Black ice is expected through tomorrow morning. Snow showers over the weekend. Much quieter weather in central New York with temperatures in the mid-30s. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro 36, Bob and Clinton 32, Helen and Cassville 31, Old Forge 29, Ilion 33 degrees, Westford 32, Skenevis 32, and Worcester with 33. Low pressure swinging through tonight. Again, the backside of this does end as some snow, and we're expecting some snow accumulation tonight. For most of us, it's very little, just a trace to maybe an inch or two of snowfall. This includes the Mohawk and Southern Valleys. The North Country could see as much as 2 to 4 inches of snow by Saturday morning. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, again, snow, any mixed precipitation turns to snow tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low 30s. On and off snow showers Saturday, little accumulation. Temperatures climb above freezing. The weather remains cloudy and generally dry Saturday night. On Sunday, we are tracking light snow. Again, little accumulation is expected. Temperatures climb into the low 30s. Snow tonight, a low of 29. Tomorrow, snow showers, 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We are watching a coastal storm that's going to arrive late Sunday night into early Monday. At this point, the bulk of this will be passing south, but it's going to be a close call. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the weekend. It looks like the bigger cities, coastal New England, could be getting a lot of snow and wind with this one, but we will be just outside of its reach. Monday and Tuesday, again, looking dry. Late snow chances, temperatures in the 30s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be right back.
News with Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Kristen is off tonight. Slick road conditions led to a number of fender benders, but there is improvement in the weather. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis tracking that for tonight and into the weekend. Bill, good evening.
Yeah, it was a very messy afternoon across central New York. Sleet, freezing rain, and there's still problems tonight, but there's been a break in the precipitation. There's more moving in from the west, though. And the bottom line is just take it easy, take it slow. There will be pockets of ice tonight. Temperatures fall below freezing, so even in areas that have been seeing mostly rain, there will still be some chances for ice here overnight. We have some snow in the forecast. This precipitation does end as snow across central New York. Most of us pick up very little accumulation, just a dusting to an inch or two, possibility of 2 to 4 inches north of the Mohawk Valley. 33 degrees, light snow being reported at Griffis and Rome. Temperatures will be in the low 30s this evening. Again, watch out for slippery spots, especially untreated surfaces east of Utica. It's been a very messy afternoon with a lot of sleet and freezing rain. Things do improve as we head into the weekend, though. I'm going to look at the weekend forecast coming up. Jace, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Tricky travel all over the area this morning. Take a look at these are pictures from Lawrence. A tractor trailer blocking traffic on Route 23, jackknifed there. Drivers had to be rerouted. Another crash from just this afternoon around 2:30. This is an SUV on its side. This was Route 20 between Sharon Springs and Cherry Valley. No word on injuries. Roads, though, were indeed slick all over, and those slick roads may have contributed to a one-car crash on Shenango Road in New Hartford. This SUV skipped up over the curb, struck a few trees, snapping the tops off, too. We learned the driver, 68-year-old Doreen Aurelio, was sent to the wind with facial pain. No tickets were issued, but the road there was shut down for about a half hour today. A man from New York City.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track a wintry mix across central New York. It's been a very messy day with a lot of sleet and freezing rain, especially east of Utica, the Mohawk Valley. A live look in downtown Utica. The roads are generally wet, so driving conditions are going to vary across central New York from Utica west and south. We have had temperatures above freezing and the roads are generally wet, but it's been a different story elsewhere. And pockets of sleet, freezing rain. That's been the predominant precipitation type. At times it's switched over to snow across the North Country, but it hasn't accumulated to very much today. As we continue to go into tonight, what's going to happen is we're going to get on the backside of this area of low pressure. Winds are going to turn into the northwest, and we'll see a transition from all of this wintry mix, to snow. And this will end as snow across the region. We also have to watch out for continuing issues with ice because temperatures are expected to fall below freezing. So if you've been able to be spared from the sleet and freezing rain today, you still might see some ice tonight as temperatures fall below freezing. Any standing water will freeze over on untreated surfaces. Just be very careful on sidewalks, parking lots, and driveways tomorrow. especially tomorrow morning. Snow showers over the weekend. The weather gives us a break. Very light snow both days. High temperatures in the mid-30s. Decent skiing weather, although it is going to be warm, so the snow will be slushy at times. Not ideal, but there is still plenty of snow to get out and enjoy over the weekend. Skywatchers checking in above freezing. Whitesboro 36 degrees, below freezing in West Leiden though. Old Forge below freezing 29. Temperatures very close to freezing. Westford 32, Skanevis 32 degrees. Again, a transition over to snow is expected tonight as low pressure departs, and we will get a break in the weather as we head into the weekend. Snow accumulation overnight is expected to be a trace to 2 inches for most of central New York. This includes the Mohawk and Southern Valleys. Again, very little accumulation expected, but north of the Mohawk Valley, an inch or two of snow, as much as 2 to 4 inches, is expected overnight. Again, a wintry mix turning to snow tonight. Temperatures in the low 30s. Snow continues Saturday, but it's very light. I'm not expecting much accumulation throughout the day. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Same deal for Saturday night. Again, some very light snow showers. Same deal for Sunday. Temperatures will climb into the mid 30s. We are watching Sunday night into Monday. A coastal storm is expected to develop. You're going to hear a lot about this on a national scale because this could affect a lot of people along coastal New England, downstate New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. This system, at this point, looks like it's going to be too far south for our area. Maybe Otsego County could get into some accumulating snow early Monday. If anything changes, if this system wobbles north or south, that would obviously make things a little bit different. But again, at this point, it's too far south to cause any big concerns locally. We'll continue to watch this throughout the weekend. Snow tonight, low of 29. Tomorrow, temperatures climb into the mid-30s. Scattered snow showers. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Light snow showers Sunday. Again, at this point, Monday's coastal storm passes south. Will be dry. Temperatures in the low 30s. Cold Tuesday, 23. And then light snow chances Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Highs in the low to mid-30s.
I know a lot of snow lovers would love to see a little bit more snow just to extend their snow fun.
They've had a great season.
Had a great season. So glad that storm is passing to our south.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2, it's for first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis getting us set for the weekend. But we've got a black ice alert that we got to watch out for.
Yeah, it's been messy. It's been messy all day. It was localized to areas east of the Mohawk Valley with sleet and freezing rain. That was where it was the worst. But now we got snow. We had a round today. So we're dealing with that, plus temperatures falling below freezing. The bottom line, slippery roads will continue overnight into tomorrow morning. We've got black ice that could be an issue here. So just be careful on the roads if you are traveling. We had a round of snow this evening. It produced an inch or two of very slushy accumulation. There's still more to the west, but we're pretty much done with any significant accumulation going forward. Our temperatures 32 degrees, will fall below freezing tonight. And again, any slush will firm up, and that's going to make things pretty slippery. As far as additional weather this weekend, just a few snow showers. Not looking at too much weather here or any additional snow for Saturday and Sunday, but we are watching a coastal storm on Monday. It looks to be a big one. It has big impacts for this, the coastal New England. We might not skirt away from this one in terms of getting some snow in our area. We'll take a closer look at that coming up. Snow showers tonight, low of 29. Again, tracking a pretty quiet weekend here. Look at the forecasts coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It seemed like the ice would.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. You can see that the roads are wet. It was very slippery just an hour or two ago as a round of snow rolled through. Side roads could still be slippery tonight, especially higher elevations, and just something to keep in mind that the surfaces are going to get very, very icy as temperatures fall below freezing. It was a mess today. We had it all. Snow, sleet, freezing rain, sometimes multiple things at the same time. And we had a lot of traffic accidents today, especially east of Utica, where we had ice accumulation. Going forward, we are expecting the weather to remain pretty quiet. We have a few light snow showers in central New York, but these are going to be dwindling down as we head into tonight And the weather is set for a relatively quiet weekend. Temperatures in the 30s both Saturday and Sunday. Scattered snow showers. And again, I'm not expecting much in terms of accumulation. The snow conditions are going to be pretty good over the next couple of days, although it will be slushy in the afternoon as temperatures climb above freezing, but only for a few hours. If you are into skiing, snowmobiling, sledding, I actually think this is a pretty good weekend. Enjoy the snow while it lasts, because don't take it for granted. We are on the second half of February and it doesn't always stick around this time of the year. As we look at the bigger picture, low pressure continues to swing through. We're going to see the after effects, the backside of this, heading into tomorrow. And again, that means some light snow showers here. Snow showers overnight, temperatures drop into the upper 20s. On and off snow showers early Saturday. It's generally dry Saturday afternoon and cloudy. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Saturday night, a few light snow showers. Sunday, also a few light snow showers. Little accumulation is expected. Temperatures in the low to mid 30s. We are watching a monster storm heading into Sunday night. A really, really intense area of low pressure is expected to develop, a nor'easter. It's expected to move across the Atlantic. High impacts along the coast. This looks like the big one. As far as central New York is concerned, we're on the very northern fringe. If things change, if this storm were to happen to move farther north, we might get into some snow accumulation Sunday night. I don't see this being a big deal, at least for central New York. It will be a very big deal elsewhere. Just keep that in mind when you're watching coverage of this on a national scale. You're going to hear all kinds of dramatic words for areas to the south. Just keep in mind, at this point, it doesn't apply to us here in central New York. But yeah, it could be a really big one for the coastal New England. Snow tonight down to 29. Tomorrow, scattered snow showers, a high of 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Monday, Tuesday, the weather looks pretty quiet. It will get cold on the backside of that storm, even though we don't see the big effects here. We do get the wind, we do get the cold weather Tuesday, but it doesn't last for very long. Light snow chances return, temperatures back into the 30s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Sorry, I was late. I knocked my water over.
I was wondering what happened. You all right?
Yeah, it happens.
Okay.
I'm all good. Thanks, Bill. Coming up next. Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Watching out for some black ice tonight if anybody's going out tonight.
Yeah, we're just dealing with the leftovers of this storm. It was ice earlier today. It ended as snow, and now as temperatures freeze, it is going to be very, very slippery on untreated surfaces. So be careful. We're not done with this yet. The snow comes to an end, but again, the ice problems continue here over the next several hours. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heaviest snow now to the east. There's still a few lingering snow showers, which will continue as we head into tonight. Little additional accumulation is expected. Current temperature 33 degrees, so we're right around that freezing mark at Griffiths and Rome. West wind at 6 miles an hour. Icy spots tonight. Snow showers continue over the weekend. We are watching a monster coastal storm expected to develop Sunday night into Monday. At this point, it looks like it's going to be south, but it's a really close call. We'll take a look at that. The latest information on that coming up. Snow showers tonight, low of 29. Going to look at the weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It seemed like the ice would...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Snow continues to fly. Roads are wet, at least main roads. Side roads will be slippery if you're heading out tonight. Watch out on untreated surfaces. Temperatures fall below freezing. It turns icy across the region. We don't expect much snow accumulation tonight, but it's not quite done yet. Do have more light snow showers rolling in. On and off snow showers are expected throughout the whole weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures will be in the mid-30s. Little snow is expected. Making things pretty good for winter sports. If you like skiing, sledding, snowmobiling, it's a pretty good weekend for that. We'll be above freezing during the day, so the snow will be slushy at times, but I don't think it'll be terrible to get out and enjoy it. Make the most of it, too, because winter is on borrowed time. Live look at the Yorkville, or looking at the radar and satellite image, our weather system is now moving to the east. We'll get the leftovers with it tonight. Scattered snow showers, overnight lows in the upper 20s. Tomorrow, scattered showers or snow showers are expected throughout the day. Temperatures climb into the low 30s. Same deal for Saturday night as well as Sunday. Again, just generally unsettled weather will be sticking around for the weekend. But again, not much accumulation is expected here. We're watching a coastal storm as we head into Sunday night. This looks like a big one. You're going to hear a lot about it in the national news and beyond. As far as our local impacts from this, it looks like we're going to be on the northern fringe. We might get some snow in Otsego County, but the worst of it looks to stay to the south. Should anything change, we will pass that along. At this point, again, no worries. Snow tonight down to 29. Tomorrow, snow showers 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Dry Monday and Tuesday. Cold Tuesday 23. Light snow chances Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Jason.
Bill, thank you. Up next, it's Sports Express. Have a good night.